What's flippin' everybody? My name is Juan Hay. Today I'm coming at you with my first laddering video in the Ubers tier. I've been meaning to make this for about a week since my first real intro video came up, but I've had some stuff come up and I haven't gotten around to making it. I've also had a couple of things recorded, but they were less than satisfactory with teams I just didn't really like, and they didn't end up going great. But without further ado, let's go on and get right into the team, the actual laddering team. So this is a team that I've used quite a lot, and I really enjoy using. It's very solid. The core is standard Powermancy Xerneas and a very bulky DD Megaments. Nice Refresh is the thing that is key on a bulky DD Megaments, but so to start off, we have the Smogon Deer, the Smogon Standard Powermancy Xerneas. You can run HP Ground over Focus Blast on some sets, and some people start doing that to hit Primal Groudon harder, but I prefer to just deal with Primal Groudon first and then try and set up. So you might not see me set up as aggressively as some people do, except in some matchups where I feel like I have more opportunities to sweep with other mons, and I can just use the setup Geomancy early to start putting pressure on them. But if someone has an Aegislash or a Klefki, you're probably not going to see me doing that. So this EV spread is the one straight off Smogon, and there's a good reason for it. I will sometimes criticize Smogon sets for being overly specialized or things like that, but this is a very well balanced spread. It lives specific physical hits such as a +2 E Killer Arceus E Speed after Stealth Rock, a +1 double edge with max attack Adamant on Megaments after Stealth Rock, just things like that. It lives and can just smack them with Moonblast, and this thing just hits hard. It can OHKO quite a lot with Moonblast, but these two coverage moves are used to hit specific Pokemon such as Primal Groudon or Lugia respectively. And the reason you run Thunder over Thunderbolt, as a lot of people tend to get confused on that, a super effective Thunderbolt is actually weaker than a neutral Fairy Aura Stab Moonblast. There's actually no reason to run Thunderbolt. It's redundant. We don't have to worry about that Focus Blast because there is no fighting type equivalent to Thunderbolt. It's also a little more powerful than Thunder, luckily. So next up we got the nice clean Sneck. Just what I call my Mega Salamence. I unfortunately can't make him shiny because he has Refresh, which is from an event. But Dragon Dance, Roost, Refresh, Return, it's actually a bit of a stall breaker, but can also be a very potent sweeper. I don't need to invest in speed for this DD set. It is incredibly bulky, 248 HP over 252, so I can get an extra switch into Stealth Rocks. I can switch in 4 times because my HP number is odd, as opposed to the 3 that I could beforehand. And this is very much, like I said, a stall breaker slash just bulky setup mon. The odd HP count also gives me an extra turn Toxic, but because of Refresh, obviously that's not really as big of a deal. Next up we got Lizard, my nice Spadef Primal Groudon. This is one of my favorite Pokemon I will use. Normally I run an odd HP count on it, but this team's a bit more weak to Fairy, and that extra point of HP can actually make a difference. Believe it or not. I might knock it back down if I need it, but Stealth Rock for breaking sashes on Deoxys attack if they switched out and they want to save it, certain Shaman Sky or Rayquaza variants, and Darkrai, which doesn't always, it usually leads if it's sashed, but not always. Thunder Wave to help deal with Xerneas. This is very much my Xerneas check. If this dies, I am going to struggle against Xerneas. Lava Plume because it can get burns and it comes off the special attack, which is actually not low at all with no investment. 336. That's high. You can see we have stupid stats in what we have no investment in. They are all incredibly high, and with this little 4 speed right here is just in case someone else is running basically the same thing. Defensive one, they tend to not run speed, but tend to run mixed in my speed nature, so this will outspeed, and then if we're going for Precipice Blades against each other, I don't have to worry about outspeeding, which is nice. Next up I got Darth Tep, which is a little bit non-standard. Like these two both have some small variants from Smogon sets. For example, the Smogon bulky DD Megaments runs a bit more defense and some speed over attack, but I prefer having a little bit more power with return over double edge. This is a little bit less standard. The standard Arceus Dark will run like a little less HP and more speed and max defense, but this isn't really just a bulky mon. This is gonna have, this is intended to be, well, I wanted more HP rather. It's supposed to be a mixed bulk instead of just physical, and it's not really necessarily just a physical switch in. It's more of a utility on that matter, but it's a good sweeper as well. This is supposed to be very balanced. It's pretty decently fast with this little bit of speed investment, and it can do quite a lot of damage. With Calm Mind, after one Calm Mind, this is already able to sweep, and Judgment is nothing is immune to it, not even the trolly Shedinja, and after Dreadplate it becomes very, very strong. So this is going to be a very, very powerful Pokemon. A Defog because Sneck doesn't like rocks, this does not like hazards at all, and it just, like, Smogondeer does not want toxic spikes. Kreb doesn't appreciate pivoting in hazards. My team doesn't appreciate hazards, basically. And Defog is nice, and he can switch in. He doesn't care as much about hazards. We got the ubiquitous pivot Scarf Genesect as an emergency check to Xerneas at times. I have to paralyze it to be able to do it, though, because this Xerneas is spec'd to just barely outspeed Scarf Genesect. So at +1 though, after a Geomancy, the thing is if I paralyze it but don't kill it with my Primal Groudon, I will be able to OHKO with Iron Head after some damage, usually from a Precipice Blades, which will be fun. It'll be nice. Ice Beam, because I didn't want to run Flamethrower, I don't need to be able to hit Ferrothorn or what's it called? Scizor, because I already have Primal Groudon, and I just didn't feel the need for it. I would rather have Ice Beam. And finally, my Wall Breaker / potential cleanup sweeper. Nice cat, just what I call pink things. Palkia. It is very, very, very strong. Its coverage moves are a little bit weaker because of the Lustrosaur, but it lets me stay in and potentially the game sweep, because that's why it also lets me run Spatial Rend. If you're running a Life Orb, it's really just better to run Draco Meteor because you're not going to stay in that many turns anyway. This definitely requires a lot of prediction because it forces a lot of switches, and I have to choose the right move every turn or I can lose momentum very quickly. And this team is like that in general. I can lose momentum very quickly, but when I have momentum, it's incredibly powerful, and it does have options to get momentum back. Specifically, while Primal Groudon is alive, I have to play a lot more carefully, and if they have a Xerneas, it puts pressure on how I play Lizard. But aside from that, I don't think there's anything else really needs to be said. My team should be on screen with their items the entire time unless something decided to go wrong and OBS decided to be a bit of a goon, but should be fine. Without any further ado, let's get into our first battle. Okay, so my opponent has an interesting team. That is an Unaware Clefable, most likely Calm Mind. That is going to be a Mega Sableye as an anti-lead, as well as possibly running Fake Out to damage Sashes. I'm feeling he's probably going to either lead Primal Groudon, Ho-Oh, or Sableye. So I could lead Kreb to be able to just do some damage and pop out with a U-turn. I could lead Darkteth to, you know what, I think I'm going to actually lead Snack. Ooh, he has Arceus Water, that's interesting. I want to scout Ice Beam, and I don't particularly want Lizard to get Toxic, although he does not have a Xerneas. But at the same time, Cat might be doing some work against that Sableye. I think I'm actually going to Kreb here. Yeah, that was a better play. This will also let me scout, which he has more of. Okay, he's physically defensive. Very, very guaranteed physically defensive. I can U-turn out into Ho-Oh, or out on his Ho-Oh rather, and go back into Snack. Intimidate it to make it so it basically can do nothing at all. That Clefable is unaware, so I'm not going to want to try and sweep until I deal with that, because I'm not going to be able to beat it. I would like to save my Intimidate, because that will be very useful, and I believe he's most likely going to Sacred Fire to go for a burn. don't... Oh, apparently my opponent likes my plays. Goodbye. Just fun. Now I believe I can go into Lizard just to see what he wants to do. He went into Lugia. Here I'm gonna get up rocks, to be honest. Non-stop switching. I like this game. That's how Ubers is early game. He toxic me, which is unfortunate. But I would like to get a burn off if I can, which probably not, because that's not how this video game works. I never get burns with Lizard, but maybe I'll be able to burn the Arceus. Not do much damage, because this is a very solid switch into Primal Groudon. Probably gonna Ice Beam or Defog. He might Defog. Yeah, I'm gonna go into Cat for free on the Defog. The predicted Defog. Yeah, that was a pretty easy one. So he probably knows I'm gonna go. Here's the thing. This is a bit of a 50-50. He could predict a Hydro Pump on the okay. So I could go for Spatial Run, which is safe, unless he predicts that and goes into Clefable, but predicting that I could go for Hydro Pump, which could also lead to him predicting that and going into Groudon. There's a lot of thinking ahead, but I think I might just go with my safest play of Spatial Run. I'm gonna Hydro Pump. Okay, that's still safe. It still does damage. Spatial Rend could hit, but I'm gonna go for Ice Beam. Ooh, it didn't kill. That's a little bit unfortunate. So to kill this, I'm gonna have to get a crit with Spatial Rend, which is not a bad thing to go for, but it's not the best. I would rather. Okay, I'm gonna go for one more crit, and if I don't get it, I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna switch on this. He's gonna try and stall me out. I do not recall. Does he have pressure? Wait, does he have pressure? No, he does not. He has multi-scale. Guaranteed has multi-scale. So actually I could go for Ice Beams. Yeah, that was in my favor. To be honest, that was almost entirely in my favor. What's this switch into ice move? I'm gonna Spatial Rend. Yeah, that was safe. Spatial Rend here. Bop. Spatial Rend again. Ooh, Ice Beam. No. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, did I Spatial Rend again? No, I did not. I should have Spatial Rended again. That would have been better, but now I'm gonna Spatial Rend because it does damage. Ooh, he actually might die here. Depends on the roll. He finally went into Clefable on me. You can see just the havoc Cat can wreak against bulky offense teams, because Wall Breakers are really better against bulky offense in Ubers, because you saw it didn't do much against Lugia until I got the freeze. On the Moonblast here, I might just go into Lizard, see what he wants to do. Wish. Okay, he's going to Wish Pass out into Lugia, so I'm going to Lava Plume. I don't want to deal with that. Ooh, he went into Groudon. That's potentially awkward for me. I expected him to go into Lugia on that. Did he go into Arceus? He did. Oh, I missed the Precipice Blades, which is a little unfortunate, but I think we got Stealth Rock. If he defogs here, then I Stealth Rock again and die to Toxic, and I can go into something that can force him out. Which I may or may not have, actually. He does not want Hazards up because of Ho-Oh. Guaranteed does not want Hazards up. And he knows how much damage this can do now. He's probably going to stay in a defog anyway because he does not want... Yeah, he does not want those rocks on the field, but that's alright. Oh, I missed for free damage. He's going to stall me out of... I might actually go for Earth Power Defense, Spadef drops, actually. Toxic? Yeah, I don't want to deal with that. But he definitely has Ice Beam. He's already revealed it. I'm going to go into this. His Groudon is not particularly low. It's not high, though. He's already shown Toxic. I don't think I want to try and set up yet. Yeah, I didn't want to try and set up there. Ooh, Prayer. That's unfortunate for my opponent. So he's probably going to either Sacred Fire or Brave Bird. I think I want to go into Dark Tap here. Sacred Fire. I didn't want to. Ooh, that sucks too for me, actually. I would like to recover to get HP back because I don't want to be low. I've got a, if you couldn't tell, I had a big fairy weakness, but this is my main fairy switch besides obviously Kreb. Ooh, Heal Bell, that's interesting. He knows I'm gonna Iron Head here, so I think I'm gonna U-turn as he goes into Ho-Oh. Boop. And now I have a free switch into Cat. So I could over predict and go for a Spatial Rend, but I don't want to waste them. He does have a generator though. I had no reason not to go for this, honestly. I don't want to waste one. And his Lugia is gone, so that's one check to my Xerneas gone. Although it was so weakened that it was not really much of a check anyway. I would like to get a Spidef drop, which would be nice. Yes, instant Spidef drop is very, very nice. Yep. And that's why I went for it. You guys can see this thing is very strong, and now that's two gigantic threats to my team just gone. A giant hole has been punched in this team. He's obviously going to fake out here, or at least I think he is. Yeah, that was a good play on my part. I'd like to U-turn out of here. And he's probably going to Will-O-Wisp. I'm going to go, just no matter what he wants to do, I want to go into Dark Tech. And I believe I might double back out into Kreb, predicting him to go into the Fable. Oh, he recovered, that's fine. Still gonna U-turn. Just gonna go back out into Dark Tech, to be honest. And I think I can start, I can get up one Combine, which will let me take at least something. I don't believe I am in range of... Oh, I'm faster anyway. Okay. I'm going to attempt to stall him out a little bit, just to scout what his moves are. So I can take another couple depending on rolls. Fakes out here for a little bit of chip damage, and I recover up again. Pretty much forcing him to waste turns. And now I can Judgment again. I use Judgment for some damage. I believe he might be in range. This might be a roll. Do I want to risk it? I think I have to risk it, to be honest. Sableye might go down here. Ooh, not quite, not quite. He fakes out here. I think I have to sack this though. I'm gonna. Wait. All right, he's damaged. He's low. So I believe once I get Clefable a little lower, I'll be able to be free to Geomancy. I'm gonna Spatial Rend. I don't want to miss a Hydro Pump, and I want to get him bopped. Clefable. I'm going to Hydro Pump here. It didn't kill, but let's see. Okay, he's not in range. I want to see if he has Protect. Oh, okay, I should have predicted that. I should have Earth Powered. That was stupid. I just lost my Palkia, which is unfortunate, but I can still go out into Sneck. And now is when I go for at least one Dragon Dance. See what he has. He just wanted rocks. I'm going to set up one more Dragon Dance to see what he wants to do, to be honest. Roar? Okay, that makes sense. That's fine. I'm not going to Geomancy because I'm not an idiot. I want chip damage. That's a little more than chip damage. Right? If I don't miss Thunder, which would be unfortunate. Okay, he went back out. Whatever. I'm going to Focus Blast here actually for some... And miss. That's really bad. That's rather unfortunate. So is that. I'm going to Geomancy on this because I have no choice. At this point, I can't switch in again, so I'm going to just go for it. And I'm going to Moonblast here. He does have Protect. That is really unfortunate. I'm only going to be able to get one turn. It's a bit of a 50-50 what he's going to go into. Do I think he's going to go into Ho? Or... They both take it equally well. It's what he thinks I'm gonna go for, what I'll be able to hit. I'm just gonna go for Moonblast, just to be able to do something. Alright. So he's probably going to protect here. If not, whatever. I'm very bulky. If Moonblast, I should live. Yeah, I live. How much is he gonna do though? The problem is I don't think I kill. I think I'm gonna lose this just barely. This is gonna be a close game. Oh, he might not be unaware. He might actually not be unaware. I'm gonna roost up. I want HP, even if he roars me out. This is gonna come down to Sneck, to be honest. I need chip damage on this. I very much need chip damage. As much chip damage as I can get. Okay, that's chip damage. That's what we call chip damage, boys. I should be able to live because I am the bulkiest Salamence alive. Or I'm faster. I probably should have Dragon Danced there, to be honest. But I can roost again. Okay, he didn't burn, which means I'm not forced to refresh yet. No, sir, I do not have Facade. But I do have Refresh. And I believe I can kill with Return. Yep, this might be game. I'm gonna roost up to get health to see what he has. He's gonna go for burns. This was a good battle. Yeah, even if I burn, I still don't lose. This is a very good game. Set is uncommon. GG. Yeah, turn 72. This is how Uber's battles should go. Gotta just download that replay real quick. Upload and share replay. Okay, the button might not work. Okay, gonna just open that up in the background. Sorry, I just want to have that for later because that was a very good battle.
What's going on, guys? This is actually a pre-recorded outro rather post-recorded because the rest of this video just didn't go well. I got a few more battles, but they weren't really great. My commentary wasn't great, and I don't mind losing, but I didn't make any mistakes that I could really have any sort of educational purpose to explain. It was mostly just me not thinking something through well enough while getting hacks really hard, and they just weren't great battles. And after that first one being such a good battle, I just didn't feel the need to keep it going. So I'm going to be uploading my first episode of OU Dark Horses next, as I said in the part that got cut. And I'm going to be laddering up quite a lot before I do any more of this because I'm done being low ladder, and I've actually been getting hacked really hard to the point that I've actually dropped from 1700 where I was about 2 days before I recorded that battle, and now I'm at 1300 because of how badly I've gotten hacked. I've actually lost more than 40 games to pure hacks, which is really frustrating. Full paras, freezes, misses, crits. The misses aren't as big of a deal. Like, that's frustrating, but it's understandable. It's a risk I take by using those moves, and that's kind of my own fault. The other things aren't there's nothing I can do about them. I can't change my moveset to prevent myself from getting critted or frozen or fully paralyzed. And it's really annoying when I'm getting full parried and using refresh because I'm trying to do something about it and I can't. And it's really quite annoying, quite frustrating, but I don't think I have much else to really say on that. The next video is probably going to be a little longer, and I've already recorded OU Dark Horses episode 1, but I was watching over it, looking over it, and the battle was kind of choppy, and my commentary on it and explaining how the Pokemon works is just I want to re-record it, so that's going to be coming out in the next couple days. But that's all I really got to say, so I'll see you guys later. Peace.